It's the Jill of all trades, Michelle C, aka DJ Make a Move. She cute. Your host of Kandid Kisses TV, everywhere you need to be. And if you don't know by now, it's not your typical interview, y'all.
Candy kisses blown away. Candy kisses, TV for tomorrow today. Man, throw that auto-tune on that bitch. Have me sound like Teddy Payne.
Hi, this is Kim Cole, and you are rocking with Candy Kisses TV.
It's your boy Talent, baby. Michelle and Candy Kisses TV. With my girl Michelle C. Don't take it personal.
Yo, what's up? It's bruh man from the fifth floor. In the ATL, chilling with Candy Kisses TV.
What's up, y'all? You're watching Candy Kisses TV. With my homegirl, Michelle.
Hello there. Have you asked yourself what you're missing? I have. It's Candy Kisses TV.
All right, it is another episode of Candy Kisses TV, and I am always bringing you the dopest talents. Now, first and foremost, let me make sure you do me a favor. Like, comment, and subscribe. Stop looking and not liking and commenting. Come on now. It's free 99. Do what you got to do. All right, now, speaking of YouTube, I am bringing one of the famous people from YouTube that I learned to love from watching their videos, and he's also a musician. So, coming to the stage is Mr. Dayton Kendrick, also known as DJ. So let's get started. How you doing today?
Doing well. Appreciate you for having me on.
So my first question is, when did you get into music and why did music become one of your passions?
Music has been a part of the family, especially on my mother's side. So I remember I started playing trumpet in 6th grade.
Okay.
And that was from my dad's side, actually. But my mother's side, she has 2 sisters in the Mississippi Mass Choir. My uncle just retired as band director at Jackson State. And 5 years ago, we found out that my grandfather used to sing with B.B. King when they were young in Mississippi.
Okay.
B.B. King wrote about it in his book. So when you go to family reunions in Jackson, Mississippi, which is where they live, my extended family, on my mom's side, if you don't have a musical talent, you're kind of the black sheep in the corner. So they can all play, sing. So it's like, and it's a huge family, right? My mom's one of 18.
Oh, honey.
Yeah. And then when my grandfather died, they found some more. So here we go.
Okay.
Yeah, he can.
So everybody got one of them in the family. Come on now.
Yeah, people try to act like, that stuff been happening. So after trumpet, I taught myself piano. Then I got into producing music in college, and it's really turned into a necessity, almost like a therapy session every time I do music. So it's great to surround myself with people who I can continue to learn from. And a lot of videos you mentioned, like on YouTube with Phil Wade, that's what we do,
So how did y'all end up meeting up? And did y'all meet in college or?
Yeah, I've been knowing Phil and Steve since 2001.
Okay.
We've been on 20 years of knowing each other. We all went to Prairie View together, and I started off knowing them because I cut hair.
Okay.
I was a barber in college, and that's how everything kicked off. And then it wasn't until after we graduated until we start doing the funny videos.
Gotcha.
Right? So.
Man, listen, I ain't gonna hold you. One of my it's me and a good friend of mine. Shouts out to Tate, even though he get on my nerves. Mm-hmm. Our favorite video that you did is put a beat on it, brother.
Hey, put a beat on, brother.
Ha, I don't get a beat, Tyler. Hey, put a beat on. I gotta lace this. Ha! Huh? All of my ad-libs is just 2000 infinity type shit. From the whole millennium of this, Tyler, I need like a beat, brother. I've been here for 2 hours. If I don't leave here with a beat, brother.
Why you put a beat on it?
For the Busta Rhymes impersonation, even the Jay-Z, that started randomly. Steve and I were we were going to do a video with Phil and another producer, Tyrell.
Yeah.
We were going to his house, and I just was like, hey, yeah, make a left right here. You know, we just started out of nowhere doing the Jay-Z, and then the Busta came out of nowhere after I saw the video with him and Timberland in the video. And I was like, put a beat on, brother. Right? So,
man, listen. When I tell
Yeah,
you, we putting the beat on everything for a whole week just in that video.
man. It's crazy to see how far the reach is. I think one of the things that really, there she is. One of the things that made me really appreciate what we were doing was we had a guy who was watching in Japan. He was stationed over there,
Okay.
and he said that he was going through a lot and he was on the verge of suicide.
Hmm.
Saw our videos and it made him laugh again, and that's when he decided to keep living. So I was like,
Oh,
that's impact, right? So once you laugh, when the human spirit laughs, you forget about everything wrong. It's just for that second. You know what I mean?
that's the two things that I've known to be true: that music and laughter changes your whole outlook on life.
It does. Those are universal healers.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely.
So
You being a whole dad back there, ain't you?
you see it, man.
Yes,
If you don't know how to multitask, you gonna learn.
I know that's right.
And I got my son. He's almost 3. He's in there taking a nap. So
Now, how did you manage to? Well, how did you perfect your craft? Number one, and then who are your favorite music mentors?
perfecting the craft is an ongoing process. It's a skill that doesn't stop. Right? It's just like learning chess or any other talent. You keep perfecting. You don't reach this level of perfection, but you do get very comfortable in producing your craft.
Right.
Right? When you get to that point where you become a valuable service to others, or you can teach what you know, that's how you know you're at a good place with your craft. But for me, it was band, and I dropped out because I went to mostly white high school, and my
Okay.
cousin went to black high school. So I'm hearing the stuff they were playing versus what we were playing. I'm like, hey, why can't we do this?
Right.
But so I kept playing, kept perfecting it. And musical mentors, I would have to say, I saw a lot of them on YouTube. Corey Henry,
Okay.
virtuoso on the keys, organ. Um, uh, Quincy Jones, Pharrell, Timbaland. Those are the guys I grew up with, right? In the 90s, that was my teenage years. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So when I first heard like Super Thug by Pharrell, or I knew I wanted to do music when I heard Genuine's So Anxious. I
Okay.
remember it vividly. I was sitting in my uncle's living room, and he has these huge Serwin Vega speakers, and Serwin Vega is a well-known brand. And I was perfectly triangulated, a speaker here, speaker there, and I'm in the middle. And he's like, nephew, you heard this Genuine? I was like, nah, he put it in. I remember it's an orange CD. He put it in,
Mm-hmm.
and it was boom, boom, boom. And I was like,
Mm-hmm.
what the hell is this?
Right.
And that's when I knew, like, I got to, aside from the 9 to 5 stuff that I do now, I have to have my hands in music, you know?
Man, listen, I'm from a musical background too. I sing, songwrite, DJ, all that good stuff. When I
Yeah.
tell you, I understand exactly what you mean by the music. Because the other day, and I had just heard, I don't know if you heard the new Jasmine Sullivan pick up your feelings.
I haven't. Crazy.
It'll change your life. Well, first of all,
Really?
her voice is gonna change your life anyway.
Yeah, her
But
voice is
like,
much.
she's the what they call Mary J. Blige, the new male basher or whatever. That song came on. I feel like she dug inside my brain and just took my brain and wrote the lyrics.
She's an amazing talent. I mean, effortless, right?
Oh man,
Effortless.
look, she needs to put me on her team. I was so hype about that song. I call every person I know that love music. Hey, bro, you heard the new Jasmine Sullivan? They're like, no. I'm like, okay, well, I'm gonna need you to tune it, turn up.
That's the first thing I'm doing when we finish. I promise.
Man, listen, I'm telling you. All right.
Absolutely.
Now, what made you all come together and start recording the videos in the studio? Because I know you were working on music, but y'all just decided just to pick up the camera and just let everybody see you behind the scenes, or
Yeah. So with SPB2, which is Steve Bentham, one of our other best friend, he's always been a photographer and videographer. So he started that in college before it was, doing the graduation photos. He started that in Texas.
okay,
And this was back in 2002, 2003, before people were really buying DSLR cameras. So he
mm-hmm.
already had it, and he was great with Photoshop.
Yeah,
He started doing more videography. So him and I were roommates in a 3-bedroom apartment, and the other room was really reserved for, editing, all that stuff. But the first video we did was the Trey Songz impersonation video.
right.
And we knew Phil had a bunch of hidden talents, but he started saying it in the other room.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, man, I'm going to get the camera. I'm just gonna record it. So he recorded it as Phil was on the computer, and Phil, unbeknownst to him, he didn't know we were recording.
Right.
And I'll never forget when we posted the video on Twitter and on YouTube, and we sent it out on Twitter specifically. Trey Songz said one word and the thing went viral. He just retweeted and said hilarious in all caps. So I went to work. This was before viral was a thing, you know what I mean?
Right.
So I'm on the way to work and Phil hits me. He's like, bro, the video's at 50,000 views. I'm like, what? And then by the end of the day, we had 200,000 views and it had just been put on World Star.
Mm-hmm.
We had never experienced anything like that. And after that, it was kind of like, damn, what do we do? How do we capitalize?
Mm-hmm.
The good thing for us is we had already had the chemistry together.
Yeah.
So we didn't have to force comedy. Sometimes you see it now, it seems forced. Everything we did was organic because that's how you weren't seeing us.
How you are, right.
You were just seeing us being filmed on camera. We did that shit. We've been doing that since college days, you know?
Mm-hmm.
So what made it more accessible is we all end up moving downtown Houston in the same loft. So imagine that Steve and I are roommates in an 1,800 square foot apartment.
Mm-hmm.
Phil is down the hallway and one floor down.
Man.
So it was just content on before we knew how content was currency.
Mm-hmm.
The content we were producing was like we have more stuff that hasn't been released than what we put out.
Yeah, I had the pleasure of interviewing him about a couple of months ago, and he was telling me what was going on as far as how y'all got together and everything. And it's so funny because same thing. He was just like, that one word just set everything into perspective. But I remember him saying that, people's like, you went viral. And like you said, you don't know what it means. I'm like, my first question would have been like, did a check come with that? Because I don't.
Yeah. So
But the good thing is you all had the know-how and you already had everything in place. Like it's not like you went viral and didn't know what to do next. Like it just everything fell in line.
Yeah, we just recorded stuff, whether it was music, prank videos. That was kind of the hodgepodge of our life. We did all of that all the time. And the funny part is like no one ever knew what we did for real jobs.
Right.
They were like, "Do these dudes go to work?" And as soon as I got home from work, it was like if Steve was like, "Hey, let's go do a video," we did it. We did it.
That's what's up. I mean, it's always great to be able to have like-minded people because the funny thing is I have a crew much like you all's, and I think that's why another reason why you're so relatable because I feel like everybody has their crew of friends that they act silly with. The only thing is we don't record the shit. So,
Yeah.
That's why it's so funny and entertaining because like, we all had that type of crew in some form or fashion.
And I think I knew it was real when we were out of town. He had a show in Atlanta and we drove from Houston and we went out to the mall. Can't remember which one, but people were stopping to take pictures. And I was like, oh, okay.
Like, so we made it for real.
Yeah. At least, yeah. For what we were doing back then. Yeah, absolutely.
That was up. So what type of music do you like to produce? R&B, trap, hip hop, or country?
Tell you the truth, like I can produce those well, but I really like producing house music.
Okay.
Yeah, so even before, it's a funny story, like growing up, when I would go to high school and I was driving in, I would really listen to like techno and rave music on the way there. And then when I pulled up, I switched it. So I've always been a fan of more eclectic EDM.
Now, what got you in that lane? Did you just like kind of grow up around it and then it just stayed with you, or
I've always taken the unbeaten path. Like I'm left-handed, and we kind of have our own way of doing things. It's not wrong. It's not wrong. It's just different.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So I always like the energy of EDM music because it's always around 120 beats a minute. What else is 120 beats a minute? Your heart rate.
Nothing.
Right?
Right. Okay.
When you have adrenaline going, your heart rate's around 120. So that's why that music is always right. So there's some physiology behind it. Aside from house music, I like listening to the blues. I like making like more East Coast hip hop music, like with sampling.
Okay.
And that's what I started with producing in college. Like we found out how to sample on this program, and it was like, you know what I mean? So
Now, do you DJ as well?
I do. Randomly got into that.
So, question, because
Yeah.
with DJing, like I'm a DJ, so the EDM DJing is not easy at all.
No, EDM is not. It's more. I will say it's more prepared though. It's more of a prepped. It's more of a show. So
Okay.
you notice you've seen like the big DJs, Tiesto, Alesso,
Hmm.
Afropunk. These guys, they're not live mixing,
Okay.
right?
Gotcha.
They
Yeah.
got a prepared show, and I think the reason behind that is because the energy has to stay
At
here.
that level.
Whereas
Right.
we're doing a club, hip hop club, we can take the crowd up, bring them down with some R&B, throwbacks. They are doing that because most of the crowd's on drugs anyway. So
Tell the truth to shame the devil.
you got to keep them amped up.
Yeah, because I'm just like, I love it, but I don't think I can get into the EDM. I mean, I love music in general, so it's not even that I can't get into the EDM music. It's just trying to DJ EDM is like, yeah.
Yeah, I understand.
Now, what is your ultimate goal as far as your career is concerned when it comes to music?
I would love to DJ an EDM party, like a festival.
Okay.
That's one of my goals, and I want to do it in Ibiza.
You big time fancy.
Like, I go hard or go home. Like as a consolation, I'll take a festival, but something would be dope. It's like locally, like the DJ at a house party in Malibu overlooking the ocean. That would be.
It can be done.
Yeah.
Nothing to it but to put your plan to work.
And
That's
other
it.
than that, I really got to work with Jadakiss. I'm gonna throw
Really?
that in. Yeah, that's man. He's since After Money, Power, Respect was the We Are the Streets, the Locks album.
Okay.
Came out my 9th grade year, and just the sound behind it. And then I found out DJ Premier went to Prairie View, so there was that connection. And yeah, Jadakiss has always been my favorite hip hop artist.
Well, it's only 6 degrees of separation, so I can see it happening.
I'm gonna make it happen.
That's right. Now, how did you stay motivated, especially during this quarantine time?
I think the motivation behind it was like we didn't know when it would end, like the breadth and the depth of quarantining. But I think one thing, like realizing that you don't need all the stuff, all the things that we normally buy. What I'm wearing now, a track jacket and joggers, is what I wear every single day. Because I can work from home, and the motivation behind it is the blessing to realize that I'm thankful that I'm still employed, and there's millions, tens of millions of people who aren't, and I've been there before. You know what I mean? So I don't take it for granted, and being able to have a more balanced work life has been a blessing. Like the music room is right down the hall, so I can go there or bring the laptop here and watch TV and work on stuff, or do it. I'm a big fan of YouTube University.
Hey, join the club.
I'll go
Okay.
in there and figure out one thing that I'm missing or trying to figure out. So the ability to digest information easier now because we have the time. And this is one of the few times in your life where if you're still employed, you'll have time and money.
Yes. That's rare. You either have one or the other in most cases.
Yep.
All right. Now, during quarantine, we all know that the Versus was born. If you could pick 2 artists to battle each other in the Versus, who would it be?
That's a great one. 2 versus artists. Can they be dead or they have to be living? They gotta be living.
I wouldn't say living, but I mean, if you got some old people that you want to.
So let's go deceased. I would like to see Michael Jackson versus Prince.
Okay.
Right. Living, I think a Diddy, Dr. Dre would break every record known to verse, because they represent the interesting dichotomy and division and polarity in hip hop.
Right.
East Coast and West Coast powerhouses that shaped hip hop for the last 30 years. and the hits that they have, whether they co-produce it or whatever, but had the songs that they have that created hip hop culture, that versus would probably shut down every server Instagram has.
Yeah, that would be dope.
Right. And I will say this, the verses that won't ever happen because I don't think anybody can pair up with him is if you put R. Kelly against anybody. Take away all the stuff.
Okay.
And look at his body of work objectively. There's no one that can touch him.
You don't think anybody?
Michael Jackson.
Okay, I'll give you Michael, but do you know who I think as far as I will put it on a writing and a hits level. I'm not gonna say maybe hit for hit, but writing and hits, I would say Stevie Wonder versus R. Kelly.
That's fair. The downside with Stevie is that nobody born in the last 30 years would really understand the magnitude of what he wrote. And
But yeah, you would definitely have to be into music and know your history and stuff to understand it. But yeah, that's the only brother I could think of that would kind of give him a run for his money.
Absolutely. Now, here's another one I say that would be a great pairing. I think it would be the first time a white person's on there, but it's kind of like a three-way thing, right? With Chris Brown, Usher, and Justin Timberlake.
Now, but would it be fair to put JT on there with Usher being like his mentor?
You could throw in Bieber then. He's his mentor as well.
Wait, but I'm sorry. I'm thinking Bieber and you're saying Timberlake.
Yeah.
I'm thinking Justin Bieber versus.
Okay.
Gotcha. Okay. Now that would be Justin.
Yeah, because all of Justin's music is black music anyway.
Yeah. Because now if you put JT against somebody like
Bieber.
I think JT would win that one.
And the younger crowd would think Bieber. That's the perfect matchup.
Now, I ain't gonna hold you. Bieber has some hits, like but
smashes. Like that song "Baby." That's one of the most viewed songs on YouTube. Like 2-3 billion views.
The only song I ain't gonna lie, the only song I like by Bieber is "Yummy." That's about it.
Oh.
Now, I mean, "Baby" was a hit. I'm not gonna take the credit and say it's not a hit. It's just not my favorite.
Yeah, fair. I'd like to see that versus. So
that would be dope.
Mm-hmm.
Now, what are some words of wisdom you would give any upcoming entertainer or entrepreneur?
Entertainer would be understand the music business. Put in your time, pay your dues. Don't be afraid to ask questions. And when the money comes, don't let it change you to the point where you forget how you got there. And one thing I respect about Toby.
Man, I love him.
Right?
Baby, listen.
I respect the hell out of him because there was a point where me and a couple other people were supposed to have a session with him to make music. And this was way before all the stuff he's doing now. I mean, this was almost 3 years ago. And he canceled the session. And it was like the reason behind it is that he only wanted to work with his producer and his core. And I respect the hell out of that now because Linnell's an amazing producer. And furthermore, they created their sound and movement based off keeping a core. And can you imagine all the offers he's gotten from labels?
I'm sure.
He could probably get $10-15 million deal. Easy. But he understands that ownership is worth more than a check. And that's what our culture really has to grasp is that assets over liabilities, like he can pass what he's doing down to his children, by staying independent.
Right.
And it's like, you don't really, if you're hot, you don't need a label. All you need is distribution.
That's it.
That's it. You need someone to be putting it out there and putting marketing dollars behind it. But his graphics, his visuals are so dope because it's consistent and you know that it's going to be that Toby style where it's the pastel, the long samurai looking, you know what I mean?
Yep.
And you know it's coming. And then when you look at the words, I think what he's done too has been very, the marketing behind him putting the words as he's rapping.
Yes.
Not accidental.
Oh No, because that's the whole point. Like, if it's one thing to listen to a beat, but to actually know the lyrics of what they're saying, that hits both. It hits your heart and your ear.
And as a
You know?
musician, I don't hear words. When I hear a song, I can't tell you what they're saying with a gun to my head. If you were like repeat the lyrics to Yummy by Justin Bieber, like you said, I couldn't, but I could tell you exactly what's going on musically in that song down to what effect it was on. That comes from when I was at Prairie View. There's a guy named Mo White, and he ran the radio station.
Okay.
And I sent some, I said, man, I'm producing. I want you to hear it. And I know he worked at Daddy's house with Diddy as an engineer. And, I put the CD in. I was like, man, so what do you think? He was like, shut up, stop talking. He's like, I'm having an experience. I'm listening. So what he would do is he would make me listen to a song 100 times. If it was a song I like, he'd make me listen to it 100 times. And the goal there was to find out what elements are in the song.
Okay.
How did they achieve that sound? What effects do you think they were using? Why did they use it? And what's the arrangement and formatting? I hated it at first because I was like, I don't need to listen to 100 times. But now when I listen to songs, I can tell exactly what they're doing and what's going on. And if I have a question about it, I go to YouTube.
That's dope. That man. Now think about if you can just take life like that and just sit there and listen and just figure out, okay, this is how this go, and this is why this is happening.
You can't. You got to fail.
Well, yeah, but who wants to do that?
Nobody. That's why there's few entrepreneurs.
Now that's the realness. Oh my God, that's the realness. Because I'm not now the entrepreneur life is not for everybody. I absolutely adore it and love it, but it is not for everybody. Definitely is not. Now on Candy Kisses, we like to keep it fun, so I have a couple of segments before I let you go. Our first one is Kiss or Diss. It's celebrity crushes. I'm just gonna throw out some names. You're gonna decide who you kissing and who you dissing.
Sure.
Ready? All right, we got Kerry Washington or Kerry Hilson. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
I'm probably kissing Hilson just because Kerry Washington's cry face is just really annoying.
That's everybody's go-to. They're like, I ain't fooling with
that one. It's the same thing on every show.
Oh God. Okay. Keisha Knight Pulliam or Keisha Cole. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
Pulliam. Keisha annoyed me with her reality show. I'm sorry.
Okay, that's fair. Last but not least, Barbara Walters or Roseanne Barr. Who you kissing? Who you dissing?
That's probably the worst. Wow. I gotta kiss Barbara Walters because I can actually like go out with her and she introduced me to her rich friends. You know what I mean?
Okay, all right.
Now,
I
will
see
say
that.
the ultimate celeb crush is Sanaa Lathan.
Okay.
My wife's ultimate is Michael B. Jordan. So
listen, I ain't even mad at her.
We both agree we got a hall pass if any one of those options come up.
I need more than a hall pass with Michael B. Jordan. I need a hall week.
Try that.
All right. D.A.Q is our next segment. That is dumbass questions. They're just random questions I want answers to. If you could be a superhero, what would your superhero name be, and what would be your superpower?
Superpower. I would say. That's a good one. I hate seeing kids in messed up situations.
Okay.
So I would really like to have the power to put kids in see kids fed, clothed, housed. So that superhero, I guess, would be Mr. 99 for 99 cents a month. I don't know.
Help the kids.
Help the kids.
Superhero.
Yeah. When I see kids in messed up situations, I messes with me.
Yeah, I feel you. All right, name 3 items you would buy to make a cashier feel uncomfortable.
Oh, awesome. I would have a female thong, but like while I'm in line, I'd be like putting it up to my waist. You know what I mean?
Okay.
What you think, dog? Right?
Did I put a beat on it?
Put a beat on, brother. some maxi pads,
Okay.
but I would have one of them out and like on the thong that I was, you know what I mean?
So what? Okay.
And the third item, I would have some you call those things Starburst?
Mm-hmm.
But I would take one out and be like, "Come here, dog, get you one."
What? I'm not. Okay.
You want one,
All
dog?
right. If you can make up a word to put in the dictionary, what would the word be, and what would it be as definition?
Unfuckwittable.
Okay.
Yeah.
So that's self-explanatory. You got to give me the definition of
Yeah,
that.
that's it.
All right. What is the most horrible name you can name a doctor's office?
We all right.
Like, you might get well.
Yeah. We all right.
Now,
You like that commercial? You seen that commercial where they flash to the lady sitting in the hospital bed?
mm-hmm.
Doctor comes in, he's like, "Guess who just got reinstated?"
Oh yeah, that's the one. I was like, this nigga here.
Yeah.
I'd have been done. I'd have been like, yeah, I need somebody else.
Yeah.
All right, so we have a segment called "What Grinds My Gloss," but when I have a male on, it's "What Grinds Your Gangster." So my only question is, what is going to be one of your pet peeves? It could be your pet peeve from this week or of all time.
One of them is repetitive questions. Just
Okay.
tell me one time. I got it. I got it. Run on questions and run on answers.
Okay.
Because everyone thinks they're a thought leader now, and I have to get off everything I've ever thought about this idea, and I may or may not use punctuation or take a breath.
Now I've been hearing about Clubhouse. I'm a Android life, so haven't been privileged to get on there yet. They got something on Android that's supposed to be Clubhouse, but I don't know how it works yet. So until they open it to us, I haven't experienced that pain yet. But
it's rough.
Well, I heard it's a double app though.
It's not bad. I like the potential it has in it. Like you can pull some gems out of there from people helping.
All right. Well, last but not least, before we get out of here, during the quarantine, me and a good friend of mine, actually my DJ mentor, DJ All-Star, shouts out to him, we created a game called SingADoo. And SingADoo is a game that is a musical game, and you have to sing the melody of the song, but you can only use the word do. Fair. So I'm going to, so for example, we have hip hop, R&B, pop, Billboard hits, TV themes, a whole bunch of different categories. So whatever music genre you like, we got you covered in this game. So I'm gonna do a couple, and you're gonna guess the song.
Okay, go.
All right, what category do you want?
Let's do TV themes.
Oh, you would do the hard one. Gosh, okay. I can do this one. All right, ready? Do. No, hold on. That ain't right. Do 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 do.
I'm right here with it.
I know I'm doing the beginning right, but I can't. Do 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 do.
80s.
It's further back than the 80s. I'll give you that.
Three's, no, not Three's Company. Can't think. Can I get a lifeline?
I can't because I'll give it away. All right, I'll give you one lifeline. It's about the husband is a musician. I'll give you that.
I give up.
I Love Lucy.
I'm home.
All right. Try this next one. Oh, shoot. Okay.
You can change. Can you change topic?
Categories?
Yeah, categories if you want.
Yeah. You want? Okay.
Well, give me hip hop R&B, I guess.
Okay. That's more my lane. Let's see. Do 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 do.
Can't touch this.
There you go. All right. Do 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 do
Yeah.
do 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 do.
It's just so back.
There we
go. Yeah.
Okay, so did you want to try some?
Absolutely.
All right, let me. Okay, I figure out how to hold it.
You got to flash it on the screen.
Yeah, I'm just gonna hold on to the screen, turn my head, so I want to see which one you pick, and you just tell me when you're ready, and I can put the card down.
All right.
All right. Let's get it. Let's see. Put it right here. Can you see it?
Yes. Okay, I got it.
Okay.
Do 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 do.
Call Tyrone.
Yeah.
All right. Next one.
Go up a little bit. Okay, gonna go. Okay, got it.
Okay.
Do 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 da 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 do 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 do.
Respect, Aretha Franklin.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and last one.
Okay.
Okay.
Ready?
Yep.
Do 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 do.
Everybody dance now.
Yeah.
All right, so that is how you play SingADoo. If you're interested in the game, you can get it at SingADoo.com. And thank you for joining me on this interview, sir. And please tell everybody where they can find you, how they can get up with you on some music and anything else you got going on.
Yeah, D Kendrick 1 on Instagram, on Twitter, on Clubhouse. That's it. D Kendrick 1. Shoot me a message. We'll make it happen.
All right. Well, I appreciate your time.
Candid Kisses TV is sponsored by SingADoo. Did you do it today? SingADoo. SingADoo.
Can you do it? Can you do it? Can you do it?
Can you do it like this? Can you do it real quick? Pew! Go get it! Go get it! Pick a card up. Pick your genre. Can you do it right? You're gonna wanna, bruh. It's first to 21. We'll get the job done. So grab your friends and fam, cause it's a lot of fun. Some do it with some class, but make it real fast. Cause time is kinda tricky. Can you do it in 60? Let's go. Get your copy today at SingADoo.com. Make sure you like, comment, and most importantly, subscribe. And tune in every Monday and Thursday, 2 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. And if you feel it in your heart, go ahead and donate. No dollar amount is too small. Candid Kisses TV, baby. Not your typical interview, y'all. Wait, I can't forget. If you haven't already, check out artistperiod.com. Candid Kisses TV has merchandise. Check us out on artistperiod.com. ARTISTPERIOD. Period.